Hi, so for today we're going to talk about the integrals involving exponential, natural logarithm, and trigonometric functions. So this is the part 3 basically of the basic integration formulas lecture of our channel, my channel of course. So as you can see here, we have numerous integral formulas. So we have to memorize or at least familiarize ourselves with these basic integrals. So for number one, we have the integral of dx over x. That is equivalent to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x plus c. And the integral of e raised to x dx is equals to e raised to x plus c simply. And the integral of a raised to x dx is equals to a raised to x over ln of a plus c, where our a is a constant value and that a should be always greater than 0 and it should not equal to 1. Okay, so for our trigonometric functions, we have the integral of sine x dx is equals to negative cosine x plus c. The integral of cosine x is simply sine x plus c. The integral of secant x ds, secant x ds is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x plus tangent x plus c. And the integral of the tangent x ds is simply equal to the natural logarithm of secant ln of secant, absolute value of secant x plus c. Then the integral of cosecant x dx is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of cosecant x minus cotangent x plus c. So the integral of secant squared x dx is simply equal to tangent x plus c. The integral of secant x plus or secant x tangent x is equal to secant x plus c. And the integral of cosecant squared x is equal to the negative cotangent x plus c. And the integral of cosecant x cotangent x dx is simply equal to the negative of cosecant x plus c. So these are the formulas, basic formulas of the integrals involving trigonometric functions as well as exponential function and natural logarithm. So let's start by solving some problems. So along the way, you may not memorize this one at first, okay, but you have to at least familiarize yourselves with this integral so that when you go on solving some problems, you will eventually be familiar with this formula as you go on solving problems. So the only way for you to grow or to learn or to at least memorize this is to apply or to solve problems involving these integrals. So for number one, we shall be having number one, the integral of dx over x. Okay? So if we wish to recall, class, that if we have a function, let's say, of the ln of x, in order to get a derivative y prime, the y prime of that, class, we have to have this formula du over u, or dx over x. Okay, just a little recall. So, or dx over x. So what are we going to do is we derivative this x, so that is 1 over x. Du, this is the dx, this is the original function. Likewise, if we have y is equals to x plus 1, okay, that is the natural logarithm of x plus 1. So if we wish to get the y prime dx over x, so the derivative of x plus 1 is 1 over x plus 1. So the numerator is the derivative of the inside function of the natural logarithm, then divided by its original function. So that is basically on how we get the derivative of ln of a certain function. So going back to our example here, okay, so we can simply rewrite this as the integral of dx over x is as the integral of 1 over x dx. Okay? So if we are going to recall the integral, this is actually the anti-differentiation or the opposite of getting the derivative. So what are we going to do is that simply from our formula a while ago, I have shown you that the integral of dx over x is simply equal to the natural logarithm of x of the absolute value of x plus c. Okay? So why? Because if we're going to get a derivative of this, we shall be ending up in this equation. 1 over x dx. Okay? So for number 2, we have to get the integral of, again, dx over x plus 2. Okay. So again, we can rewrite this integral simply by 1 over x plus 2 dx. So it's simply, the integral of this should be ln of the absolute value of x plus 2 plus c. Why? Again, because we're going to get a derivative of this inside function that is equivalent to 1. And ln means, getting the derivative of ln means dx over x. So if you get the derivative of this is 1, then divide it by the original function, that is x plus 2. So hence, this will be our integral, or the result of our integral. Number 3. So for example, we have integral of dx over 2x minus 3. Okay. So what are we going to do here? So, well, we have to let u as equals to x minus 3. And du over dx is simply 2. Okay? Simply 2. Cross multiplying, we have du is equals to 2dx. So from our equation above, we can rewrite this as the integral of 1 over 2x minus 3 dx. So what are we going to do is to simply substitute this by u, but our du is equals to 2x dx. So what are we going to do from our previous discussion is that 2 dx, we're going to add here 1 over 2x minus 3 times 2 dx. We add 2 here, so we have to offset 1/2 outside of the integral. So that if we're going to evaluate that 1/2 of the integral of, simply, this is 2 dx over 2x minus 3. Okay, so 1/2 the integral of what? 2 dx is simply du over 2x minus 3, that is u. So simply, that is simply what? So du over u, or dx over x, simply ln. So 1/2 ln of the absolute value of u plus c, of which if we're going to back substitute our value of u, that should be 1/2 the ln, the absolute value of u, which is 2x minus 3 plus c. That's the basic. Okay, so you have, if you haven't watched my second part, the integration by substitution lecture, you should watch it first, okay, before watching this. So for number 4, now we have the integral of x dx over x squared minus 1. Okay, so in this type of problem, again, so if you get the derivative of this 2x, okay, we're going to let u is equals to x squared minus 1, and to get the derivative of u with respect to x, that is 2x, cross multiplying, we have du of is equals to 2x dx. So for this integral, we have what? We can simply write this as the integral of 1 over x squared minus 1, 2x dx, or I mean x dx, not 2x. Okay, so we have at least x dx. So we can apply the u substitution. So what are we going to do is that since our du is 2x dx, we have to add 2 here. Okay, so that should become 1 over x squared minus 1 times 2x dx the 2 is added here because our du is 2x over 2x dx. So we have to offset that by adding 1/2 outside of the integral. And again, 1/2 integral of this is simply 2x dx over x squared minus 1. So simply by u substitution, that is 1/2 the integral of 2x dx, that is du, simply du, because 2x dx is equivalent to this du over x squared minus 1, that is equal to u. Okay, then again, du over u or dx over dx or dy over y is simply the natural logarithm. So 1/2 of the ln of the absolute value of u plus c. So what will happen is that 1/2 the ln of the absolute value of u, that is equivalent to x squared minus 1 plus c. So this now will be our answer. So for number 5, I hope you're following what I'm trying to discuss here because that's very important. So the integral of x squared dx over 1 minus 2x cubed. The same process, okay, the same process, we have to let u is equals to 1 minus 2x cubed du over dx is simply the derivative of this 0. By power formula, we have negative 6x squared. Okay? So du cross multiplying is equal to negative 6x squared dx. So if we're going to go back to our integral, we have the integral of simply 1 over 1 minus 2x cubed times x squared dx. So we have x squared dx here, but the problem is we don't have negative 6. So we have to add negative 6 here. So 1 over 1 minus 2x cubed times the negative 6x squared dx. Well, of course, we add negative 6 here. We have to add negative 1 over 6 outside of the integral sign. Again, just to offset the value of negative 6 that we have added inside the integral. So, again, negative 1, 6. Integral of this is equal to negative 6x squared dx and 1 minus 2x cubed over 1 minus 2x cubed. So simply negative 1, 6 using u substitution, integral of negative 6x squared dx, that is du over our original function u 1 minus 2x cubed, that is simply u. Okay, and again, d over u is, yes, that's correct, natural logarithm. So negative 1 over 6 of the ln of the absolute value of u plus c. So simplifying, back substituting the value of u, that is negative 1 over 6 ln of the absolute value of u, which is equivalent to 1 minus 2x cubed plus c. Okay, so this shall be our final answer. Okay, so for number 6, we have number 6, calculate the integral or solve the integral of the x plus 2 over x plus 1 dx. Alright, so we cannot use directly the u substitution here because the derivative of x plus 1 is basically 1. Okay, so and we have x plus 2 dx on the numerator. So what are we going to do is we're going to find a way in order for this to be simplified. So integral of x plus 2 over x plus 1 is simply equal also to the integral of the quantity of 1 plus 1 over x plus 1 dx. Okay, if you're going to solve this, x plus 1 times 1, that is x plus 1 plus 1. X plus 1 plus 1 is x plus 2. divided by the denominator, same denominator, that's x plus 1. So basically, this function or expression is the same as this. Okay? So what are we going to do is we have learned different integral formulas. So we can distribute the integral sign and the dx sign, well, for every term. So we have integral of 1 dx, and that is simply dx, plus the integral of 1 over x plus 1 dx. Okay? So simply the integral of dx is simply x, plus the integral of this is 1 over x plus 1. That is simply, again, the ln of the absolute value of x plus 1 plus the c, the constant. So what happened here? Ln. So as you can see, if we let u x plus 1, and if we have du over dx, we get 1, cross multiply it, du is simply equal to dx, and if you're going to substitute it, okay, integral of, again, the du over u, so simply that is ln of the absolute value of u plus c, wherein ln of u, absolute value of u, is simply x plus 1 plus c. Hence, this is our answer. Okay? So, for number 7, we have the integral of e raised to negative x dx. So, in this example, we need to let u is equals to negative x. So, du over dx will now be equal to negative 1. Cross multiplying this, we get du is equals to negative dx. So our dx now is available here, but we don't have negative. So that would be, we will be adding negative sign. So e raised to negative x multiplied by negative dx. Well, of course, if you add negative here, you should also add negative outside of the integral. Okay? So that if we're going to evaluate that, integral of e raised to u and negative dx is du. So simply, this is, well, this is simple. Okay, from our formula again a while ago, this is integral of e raised to x dx, or simply e raised to u du, is simply the negative of e raised to u plus c. Okay, so the negative came from a fact that we have a negative outside of the integral. So back substituting, that is negative e raised to u, and our u is simply negative x, okay, plus c, and that should be our integral. So for number 8, we have here the integral of a raised to 2x dx, where a is any constant. Okay, according to our formula, we shall be getting this by what? Letting, again, u is equals to 2x. So we have du over dx, that is equivalent to 2. Cross multiplying, we have du is equals to 2 dx. Okay? So, as you can see here, we have to get the integral of a raised to 2x times, so 2 dx. We're going to add 2 dx here, okay? Because there is no 2 here. And to offset that 2, we have to add outside of the integral 1/2. Okay, and we can perform the u substitution, that is 1/2 the integral of a raised to u, because 2x is equals to u, then du is now equal to 2 dx, so we can simply rewrite this as du. And very simple, we have 1/2 integral of this. If we're going to go back in our equations, so this is the same as u and du. So in this example only, or the formula given, it's raised to x, but it's simply the same as what I am doing here, au dot du. So again, the integral of that should be what? A raised to u over ln of a plus c. So if we're going to simplify that, that is 1/2 times a u is equals to 2x over ln of a plus c. So this is our answer. Okay, so number 9, we have to have the integral of e raised to 3x dx. So as you can see here, we have to let u is equals to 3x, and our du over dx is simply 3 dx. Okay, so what are we going to do is to find the integral of e raised to 3x. So we have 3 dx here, so we have to multiply it by 3 dx, our dx here. And we have to add 1/3, diba, outside of the integral. So here we can simplify it 1/3, the integral of e raised to 3x is u, 3 dx is du. And e raised to u, that du is simply what? 1/3. The integral of eu du is simply eu plus c. E raised to u plus c. So 1/3 times e, our u is 3x. So that is 3x plus c. Very, very, very simple. Okay? So number 10. For number 10, we'll be having the integral of e raised to 1 over x squared dx. So in this example, we can write this integral as integral of e raised to 1 over x times the dx over x squared. Okay? So, we need to let u equal to 1 over x, and if we get the derivative of u with respect to x, okay, low d high minus high d low, because this is the derivative of a quotient. So low derivative of the numerator, that is 0, minus high, that is 1, derivative of low is 1, over low squared. So simply we need to get, we get 1 negative 1 over x squared, and if we cross multiply dx on the other side, so we have du is equals to negative 1 over x squared times dx, or simply negative dx over x squared. Okay, so the problem is our available in our integral is dx over x squared, here negative, so we have to offset a negative outside of the integral sign. Then integral of e raised to 1 over x times the negative dx over x squared. So we put negative because our du here is negative dx over x squared, and we put negative sign just to offset the outside the integral. We put negative sign just to offset the negative that we have put inside the integral. So what will happen is negative the integral of e raised to 1 over x is equal to u times negative dx over x squared is simply du. Then you have now, simply the integral of e raised to u is simply e raised to u plus c. Okay? So back substituting, we have negative e raised to u. Our u is 1 over x plus c. Okay? Okay. So for number 11, let's try to solve the integral of e raised to x plus 1 cube multiplied by e raised to x dx. Okay, so what are we going to do here is still u substitution. As you can see here, if we let u is equals to e raised to x plus 1, the integrand, excluding the exponent. So we have to get the du over dx of this, simply the derivative of e raised to x is simply e raised to x. So that if we cross multiply this, du e raised to x dx. So now, what are we going to do? We can actually what? Substitute the integral of u, okay, that is e raised to x cube, because this is this is in integration by substitution. So u cube times simply du, because ex dx, e raised to x dx simply equal to du. So performing that, integral of u cube du, so u raised to 4 over 4 plus c, or simply back substituting, so we have u is equal to e raised to x plus 1 raised to 4 over 4 plus c. So this is now the equivalent integral. Okay? So for number 12, we have to get the integral of e raised to 3x plus 4 dx. Okay? So again, using the integration by substitution, we need to let u equal to 3x plus 4. Okay? 3x plus 4. So that we get du over dx, that should be equal to 3. Cross multiplying, we have du is equals to 3 dx. Okay. So, again, we rewrite this as the integral of e raised to 3x plus 4. So again, we have dx here, but our du says that we have 3 dx, so we have to add 3 here. And outside of the integral, we have to add 1/3 just to compensate for the 3 that we have added inside the integral sign. So 1/3 integral of e raised to u, because 3x plus 4 is equals to u. 3 dx is now du, and simply we have 1/3 e raised to u plus c. Okay, so 1/3 e raised to u, what is our u? Is 3x plus 4 plus c, and that should be our answer. Okay, so let's go now to trigonometric. So for number 13, so for example, we're going to evaluate the integral of the sine of 1/2 x dx. Okay, so we know that the integral of the sine is simply, okay, the integral of sine x is simply equal to negative cosine of x plus c. Okay, that's the integral. So what are we going to do here is we're going to use u substitution again. So if we're going to let u is equals to 1/2 x, okay, to get the du over dx of that, we simply have 1/2, okay, and that's multiplied by dx. Okay, so what are we going to do here is that we rewrite the integral as the integral now of sine 1/2 x. Okay, our dx now is, it says our du should be 1/2 dx, so we have to write 1/2 dx here. Okay, so we added 1/2, but we have to compensate by the reciprocal of what we have had added, so that is equivalent to 2. So that if we're going to evaluate that, 2 integral of the sine of simply u, 1/2 x is u, times du. Okay, we know that the integral of sine u du is simply the negative of 2. Okay, we distributed the negative sign already. The negative of 2 cosine of u plus c, or simply the negative 2 of cosine, what is u? 1/2 x plus c. So this now is our integral, or the integral of sine 1 half x dx. So for number 14, okay, another example is to get the integral of the cosine 3x dx. And again, letting u is equals to 3x, we get a derivative of u with respect to x, that is 3 dx. Okay? So, going back to our integral, we have integral of cosine 3x times dx, of which our du is 3 dx. So, we added here 3. So, we have to add 1/3 outside of the integral. So, what are we going to do? Substitute 1/3 integral of the cosine of u dot 3 dx is du. Okay? So, the integral of cosine, if you wish to recall, that is, okay, the integral of cosine of x dx is simply equal to sine of x plus c. So, what are you going to do is 1/3, the integral of cosine is simply sine u plus c, wherein u is equal to 1/3 or equal to sine of u 3x plus c. Okay? That's easy, right? So, number 15, we have to have this integrals. Integral of sine squared x times the cosine x dx. Okay. So, for you not to be confused about this, okay, could we simply rewrite this as the integral of the sine x squared of squared cosine of x dx. If we let u equal to sine of x, and if you get du over dx of this, we know that the derivative of sine is cosine x cross multiply dx, so we have cosine dx here. So simply, we can use substitution again. So that is should be the integral of sine of what? Okay, or sorry. That should be the integral of sine of x is actually u raised to 2 u squared. Cosine x dx, cosine x dx is the du, so we have cosine x dx here. So simply we can substitute that as du. So integral of u squared du is simply u cubed over 3 plus c. So we have now u cubed or u sine of x cube, cube divided by 3 plus c. Or simply, we can rewrite this as sine cube of x over 3 plus c. And this should be our answer. Okay? So, for number 16, okay, 16, the integral of tangent x dx. We know that the integral of this is basically equal to the ln of the natural logarithm of secant x plus c. According to our formula here, the integral of tangent x dx is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x plus c. Okay? But we're going to prove that, okay? I hope so we can prove tangent x dx. So, in the integral of this, we can derive this as the integral of the sine x over cosine x. Oops. Let's read that. Let me just erase. Sine x over cosine x dx. This is an identity. Okay? So, and if we are going to let this, okay, we're going to let cosine x, we're going to let cosine x, let that equal to u, cosine x. Then our du over dx, or the derivative of cosine, is simply negative sine of x dx. So we can use, again, the substitution. So we have an available here for the integral of 1 over cosine of x, simply sine x dx. So we have calculated the derivative of u with respect to s as negative sine x. So we have to add negative sine of x dx here, and also to compensate for the negative sign that we add here, so we have to add negative also outside of the integral symbol. So we have integral of, again, let's go back, negative sine x dx over cosine of x. So simply negative of the integral of negative sine x dx is du. So du, and cosine x is u. So this is an ln, okay? So simply, that would be negative ln of the absolute value of what? Of du plus c. So what are we going to do is that back substituting the value of u. What is our u? That is cosine of x plus c. And if we distribute the negative ln, we shall be having ln, the absolute value of 1 over cosine of x absolute plus c, and 1 cosine of x is simply secant of x. So natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x plus c. Okay, this shall be our answer, and hence we have proven it. Okay, so let's go now for number 17. So we have number 17 for our problem, the integral of the tangent 2x dx. We know that the integral of the tangent of x is simply, or tangent of x dx is simply ln of the absolute value of the secant x plus c. So here we can again use the u substitution. We have u is equals to 2x. So du over dx is simply 2 dx. So we can rewrite the equation as the integral of tangent 2x multiplied by 2 dx. So we added 2 here. We have to add 1/2 outside of the integral. So evaluating that, 1/2 the integral of the tangent of u, because 2x is u, 2 dx is simply du. And again, the evaluating tangent u du should lead to 1/2 of the ln of the secant u, or secant u plus c. And what is that u? 1/2 of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of the secant u, which is 2x plus c. So this shall be our answer. Pretty much simple, right? But if you don't know how are you going to evaluate the integral of the, or if you don't know the integration by substitution, then you'll get lost. So for number 18, we shall be evaluating the integral of x cotangent of x squared dx. Okay, so in this equation, okay, we can let u is equals to x squared, and getting the derivative of u with respect to x, that is 2x dx. So we can rewrite this as the integral of cotangent of x squared times 2x dx. We have added 2 already because x dx is available, so we have to offset that outside of the integral by adding 1/2. So what are we going to do? Use substitution. 1/2 the integral of, again, the cotangent of u, okay, that is x squared is equals to u, and times du. And let us take note that the integral of cotangent of x dx is simply equal to the ln, natural logarithm of the positive or absolute value of sine of x plus c. So if you're going to calculate that 1/2, that's the ln of the absolute value of sine of u plus c. Back substituting u. So what are we going to do is we have 1/2 ln of the absolute value of sine x squared plus c. So this now will be our answer for this integral. So for number 19, so we have to get the integral of the secant of the square root of x over times dx over square root of x. Okay, so let us take note that we cannot cancel these two because this is in function of secant and this is just square root of x. So what are we going to do is, if we have encountered square roots, the best thing to do is to always what? Express them in terms of power. So secant of the x raised to 1/2, okay, that's square root of x, times x raised to negative 1/2 of dx. Okay, so what are we going to do is, again, u substitution. We have to let u is equals to x raised to 1/2, then du over dx is simply 1/2, okay, times x, 1/2 minus 1, so that is negative 1/2 dx, okay, dx here. So simply, we have what? Okay, we can perform u substitution or integration by substitution. So we have integral of the secant of x raised to 1/2. As we can see here, we have the x raised to negative 1/2 dx here. So we can what? Add or multiply 1/2 to this, so that x raised to negative 1/2 dx, so that this whole expression will now become du. But we have to offset that 1/2 by adding. If we add 1/2 here, get the reciprocal, we have to add 2 here. Okay? So we have that is equal to 2 integral of the secant of u, okay, because u is x raised to 1/2 times du. Okay? The integral of secant is actually what? Secant, or the ln of secant, the ln here. So let's go back to our equation. So the integral of secant is actually this, the natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x plus the tangent x. So going back, oops, where did we stop? Okay, going back, so we have here 2 times the ln of secant of u plus tangent of u plus c. Back substituting u, we have 2 ln of the absolute value of secant u, which is square root of x plus tangent of u, which is square root of x plus c. And that should be our answer for this integral. Okay, so next, we have plenty of examples here due to some of the students who are requesting. So 20, we have the integral of secant squared 2ax. Am I correct? Wait. So that is secant squared of 2ax dx. Okay? So what are we going to do is to let u is equals to 2ax. We get du over dx, that is what? 2a dx. Okay, remember that a here is a constant. So we can also simplify this as the integral of secant squared of 2ax. We have only dx here, but in our du we have 2a dx here, so we can add 2a here. So if we add 2a there, so we have to add outside of the integral symbol 1 over 2a. And we can perform the substitution. We have the integral of the secant squared of du multiplied by simply the du. Okay, and the integral of secant squared, well, of course, is tangent. So 1 over 2a times the tangent of u plus c. And what is that? Back substituting du. So we have tangent of du, that is 2ax over 2a plus c. And this is our answer. So for number 22, so we have to get the integral of the sine x plus cosine x over cosine x dx. So remember, we can split this simple expression as this: the integral of sine of x over cosine x plus cosine, oops, I forgot the dx here. So sine x over cosine x dx plus the integral of cosine x over cosine x, of which it turns out to be 1. So the integral of sine x over cosine, that is the integral of the tangent x dx according to identities. So cosine x over cosine x is simply 1. So that will be integral of dx. So again, the integral of tangent, again, we have studied that here. The integral of tangent is ln, natural logarithm of secant x. Secant x. Secant or secant, whatsoever. Okay? So, integral of tangent x is simply ln, the absolute value of secant x. Okay? Plus, the integral of dx is x. Again, don't forget the plus constant, plus c. So that is our answer.